Good afternoon everybody. I hope everyone is having a fabulous Monday afternoon so far. We have started off today at Tembe Elephant Park over in Maputoland, South Africa. My name is Kerry Dupree. Joining us on our directors team we have Gwen, and on our tech team we have John. It's a lovely afternoon, looks sunny and lovely over in Tembe. We've got impala here as well. Impala, some giraffe. Lovely to see some giraffe in Tembe. Don't often see giraffe here, and if we do, it's mostly seen a solitary male giraffe here and there. So what a lovely way to start off this afternoon here live at the waterhole. So just a reminder that this is a live and interactive experience. If you want to watch us on the app or send through those questions and comments, head across to our website, go and register, send through those questions and the comments. If you're going to join in the conversation, you can also head across to Twitter or X, and don't forget to use the hashtag @WildEarth. I hope everyone had a fabulous weekend. It is a nice sunny day today in southern Africa. Looks like most of our locations are nice and sunny, nice and hot, but I believe there's some rain predicted closer to the end of the week. Maybe the last rains for the rainy season. So it looks like we have 3 young giraffe bulls here, getting up to nonsense. Maybe the 3 musketeers. These young male giraffe hanging around. They could be, just spending some time together. A giraffe have quite a loose family loose family setup, so they don't always spend lots of time with each other. You get solitary bulls might join small little herds here and there. The females also kind of chop and change groups, so it's kind of like a loose aggregation setup. They don't always stay in one family group together. They seem to be quite free roaming spirits. Don't hang out in one group or in one place for too long. Got some comments coming through here. Hello, good afternoon, Ellie. Thank you for joining us today. Looking forward to some exciting sights, scenes, and wildlife here on Live at the Waterhole. We have a little baby impala also coming to join us this afternoon. Thank you, little guy. You're very cute, aren't you? And this is a very impressive male giraffe that's just come up from a bit of a drink. So you can see this boy is much bigger than those 3 youngsters. They better stay out of this big male giraffe's way. He's quite an impressive male. I would not want to take him on in a duel. He would definitely be the victor, this male, if he were to challenge those other 3 younger males. Mercedes Bean, welcome. Thank you for joining the chitter chatter this afternoon. Catherine, thank you for joining us. And Raw has sent through a comment as well. Good afternoon, Raw. And he apparently realized one thing that he'd never seen or heard: a male warthog fighting. Do they do this? This is a question from Raw. So yes, male warthogs can fight from time to time, and they, in distress, make a very similar sound that they would make if they were being killed. So it's a very high-pitched squealing, grunting, grumbling sound that male warthogs make with one another. Just like any species, just like young elephant bulls playing and fighting with each other. It's a very, very important part of their social dynamics and bonding, also their social development. Can be a good way to ascertain a hierarchical structure. So same with these males here. Shucks, there's a lot of male giraffe here. These all look like males. And within this group, if these males were to hang out in one area for a prolonged period of time, you would see that there would be some jousting and testing with one another, a little bit of battling and fighting in order to ascertain who is the more dominant within a group. Same as with elephant. Any bachelor group would be the same. Wildebeest, elephants, buffalo, giraffe. But I don't think I've ever seen this many giraffe at Tembe before. What a privilege. Seem to be really enjoying taking refuge in the shade of the tree here. So it's a perfect place for these giraffe to hang out. I know this is a popular spot for the elephant bulls. Elephants love to come and rest underneath the shade of this tree. It's a nice place for them to have a bit of a scratch, a bit of a rub-a-dub after a mud bath, and nice sand here. So Tembe, as with most areas, Tembe also has sodak rich areas or mineral areas, and the elephants really seem to enjoy not just one, feeding on the salts and soils and minerals in the sand around this pan, but there's also very nice soft soil for them to just dust their bodies with on a hot day just like today. Looks like this giraffe's giving himself a bit of a scratch. Imagine being a giraffe and not being able to scratch your head if you have an itchy spot. Shame, poor guy. So I guess it just found another good purpose for this tree. Some nicer head scratching spots for a giraffe. So just having a
Join Wild Earth Travel on a unique nature adventure in the Greater Kruger Park. Legendary master tracker Renius Mhlongo leads a 4-day animal tracking experience in the Sabi Sand Nature Reserve. This experience offers a life-changing chance to track Africa's iconic animals on foot with a master of his craft. Renius is joined by Wild Earth presenter and expert storyteller Amy Krantz, and together they will connect you to Africa's wild heart.
Become a Wild Earth YouTube member today and unlock extras and bonuses, like ad-free streams so you can stay immersed in your safari without any interruption. Have your burning questions answered first by me or other expert naturalists. Join now to avoid missing out on these amazing benefits. Help us connect people to nature.
Step away from your daily stress and escape into nature with Wild Earth. Immerse yourself in the wilderness and become part of the natural landscape. Watch as everything comes alive. Join us as we slow down our thoughts, put aside our distractions, and reconnect with the wild. Safari, wine, and waterfalls. The ultimate African adventure. Sip South Africa's finest wines. Experience a world-class safari among Africa's iconic wildlife. And stand in front of Victoria Falls, one of the natural wonders of the world. All this can be yours with Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
Ellie, yes, I do love giraffe. I think giraffe would be a great totem animal to have. Just a very peaceful, quiet soul. That they've got this very intentful glare or stare that these giraffe. They just stand there and for hours just gaze off into the distance. You always wonder what's going on in their heads. So I know giraffe don't have any audible sounds, but there's a lot of research being done on giraffe communication, and yeah, they suspect that just like with elephants, there's a lot of infrasonic sounds that giraffe can hear from one individual to the other that are not audible to our human ears. So yeah, it'll be really fascinating to figure out how many different kinds of calls and communications these giraffe have between each other. You know, there's a project called the Elephant Listening Project in Central African Republic, where they have some cameras that are specific sound hearing devices that they have set up to hear the different kinds of communications and rumble grumble noises that elephants make. And I think in the last 5 or 6 years of this study, they've picked up quite a few hundred different kinds of communications already. Oh, we have a little monkey over here. Look at the bottom of the screen there. What is he up to? Little mischievous guy. I must say, these vervet monkeys are not my biggest fans. Alrighty, why don't we head across to Elephant Pan and see what's waiting for us in the watering hole there in Botswana. Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Big Elephant Bull. It's lovely to be back here at Elephant Pan, so previously known as Hyena Pan here in Botswana. One of my favorite camps in Botswana, I must say. It is a pretty awesome destination. This pan is full of water at the moment compared to last year, September, November. There was kind of just a smaller source of water here. Now it's all flooded. All these mapani trees, their bases are underwater, and it provides these elephants with an amazing pool party destination. So we had a few elephant bulls on Friday coming down for a pool party, so that was lovely to see those elephants all coming down to have a good old swim. No better place to be on a Friday afternoon where it's really hot. These guys have obviously had a very warm day, so nothing better to come down and enjoy the water after a hot day in the African bush. Just having a look at some more updates from Sandringham and what sightings they have been seen. So I see there's a pride of lions that was seen yesterday. Looks like some very impressive lionesses, in very good condition, seen with Eric. And apparently also some male lions seen on Sandringham, so nice to see some lion activity, lots of elephants. So yeah, looks like it's been a great last couple of days. I see BK and Ralph had the lions of Mabula, so I guess it's been lions all around for the last couple of days on our live drives. What a lovely time it is to see all these lions. So talking about lions in Botswana, Moremi Private Game Reserve, I know they have had lions frequenting Elephant Pan occasionally from time to time, but I had some pretty good cool sightings in Moremi Private Game Reserve, which is, I think I'd say, about a 50 to 60 kilometer drive from this exact location, from Elephant Pan. Great to go into the park and see the lions, although there is no fences between Moremi Private Game Reserve, Kwai Private Reserve and Hyena Pan Lodge. So it's amazing how all of these animals can move. So these elephants we're seeing right here, they can go into Moremi Game Reserve for the afternoon, they can head across to Kwai for tomorrow morning for breakfast, and move freely as they please. And that's what's amazing about these parks, that maybe not located inside the national park, but they still get the animals from the national park coming through. So I know the wild dogs do come through to this pan quite regularly for a bit of a drink, of course, before they're chasing some poor kudu off somewhere else. But it's lovely to have these parks that are kind of located in your prime spots outside the park, but still neighboring the park with private reserves around. You still get so much activity. So Raw is asking a question about these white lions and how they come about. So yes, Raw, you are correct there. It is pretty much a recessive gene in these lions, where it can be passed from one generation to the next, but it's more likely chances if there's a few individuals within that family lineage, then they're more likely to get this recessive gene where it's a lacking of pigment in these lions. But yeah, that lion is quite an impressive young male. I'll be really excited to see what he looks like when he gets older. So this again it's quite a rare and unique coloration for these lions. So it is a genetic condition called leucism, which results in a reduced pigment. So unlike albinos, there is a complete lack of melanin in these individuals. So they still produce pigment, but it's partially in their eyes, paws, pads, and skin. So a lot of these white lions or white individuals, animals will have lighter colored eyes, blue or light green, and they can be very susceptible to the sun. So the white coloration is caused by this recessive mutation, which is also affects the melanin production. So yeah, I love, BK and I the other day saw a dark morph of a chanting goshawk. So the dark morph of the dark chanting goshawk, really cool. Get it in birds of prey too, so it's kind of the opposite of leucism. So we've got a comment coming through from Dark Mane Lover. Elephants definitely are the king of the jungle for sure. I would agree with you there. Although you get those prides of lions in Botswana and Zambia that do take on young elephants, and in West Africa you get hyenas, clans of hyenas that also take down young elephants. So yes, they are the king of the jungle, but it doesn't mean that they're safe from predators. These big bulls, they're pretty safe, I would say, but it's the youngsters. So those cows with the sub-adults, when they've got a sub-adult calf between 4 to 8 years of age, and then they give birth to a new calf, that new calf is very susceptible to predators like lions and hyenas. So although they are, yes, I would say partially a very good example of the king of the jungle, they are still susceptible to predation by lions and hyenas. So we've got another comment from Mr. H, UAE 87, mentioning about the lions. So it's some great lion sightings, buffalo, and a large clan of hyenas. Thank you so much for the update there on the locations. If any of our other viewers have a special sighting in the last couple of days from the live safaris, I'd love to see what your favorite sighting has been. I'm seeing lots of lion activity, lots of elephants in Sandringham. Nice to see some new views and landscapes and some different elephants as well. Also chitwa, some unusual elephants with interestingly shaped tusks. So yeah, lovely to have a new location, new opportunities. Of course it is golden orb web spider season, so I know there's lots of spiders on lots of the locations. Great photos coming in there of all these incredible spiders all over the place. When I was in Mabula last week, it was incredible. Everywhere you look, there's spider webs all over the place. So Dark Mane Lover is asking about this white lion. We were speaking about that white lion in Sandringham, and how these individuals that have lighter colored skin or fur, or linguistic individuals, they can be very susceptible to the sun. So yes, the skin around their eyes can get very irritated from the sun, and that's why in most cases some of these individuals don't always live as long a lifespan as a normal lion, because they're very susceptible to these elements, especially like the sun. So that can be a bit of an issue, same as your elephants with pink trunks, or I know we've got that little pink elephant was over in Juma. Individuals like that will also be very susceptible to getting any skin irritations from the sun. Oh, we've got maybe the start of an elephant pool party. This guy decided his Monday is going to end in him having a lovely pool party here at Elephant Pan.
Become a Wild Earth YouTube member and unlock exclusive bonuses and benefits. Enjoy uninterrupted, ad-free streams so you can stay immersed in nature. Have your burning questions answered first by me or other expert naturalists. Enjoy exclusive access to special broadcasts and videos, and help us to connect people to nature.
haina maka, emavokweni ya mbilu haina maka, lifasira mina ritapela, nzatsemba utatsamana mina.
To the environment. Every little creature in the universe plays such an important role in the ecosystem. Even our little Cape starling that is calling somewhere close by. What a lovely scene this is. Check out these elephants. Again, it must be a pretty hot day in Botswana. I guess the temperature's probably starting to rise between early 30s to late 30 degrees. And we've got some those Egyptian geese. You know, we had a little Egyptian geese family here last week with 15 little goslings. So Ellie, thank you for your comment. Yes, Ellie, I do not want to, I would not want to approach or encounter a female elephant with her baby. So female elephants or elephant cows are very protective over their little ones. The elephant bulls are a lot more understandable. Or they're, look at these two guys, they're fighting. Oh. So we're just talking just now about dominance and bachelor bull groups. So a lot of these elephants here look like bachelor bulls. So it's bachelor bulls that have come from far and wide all into this area. And again, if someone doesn't obey the hierarchical structure, then they get into a little bit of trouble. So what do we have here? What are these guys? I don't think it is it's definitely not the Egyptian geese. Good afternoon everyone, I am back. It is Kerry here. Apologies, we had some minor technical difficulties and issues, but I am back with you here. I'm glad I'm definitely have been found. I was a little bit lost. Anyways, we're over in Etosha now. What a difference in scenery from Tembe, Elephant Pan, Tembe in South Africa, Elephant Pan over in Botswana. Now we have Nguma here in Etosha National Park. What a lovely view, these springbok. Nice to see that they've had some rainfall in Etosha. I know the rainfall in Namibia is very, very low, but definitely looks like they've had some great rainfall. Nice to see some ground cover, see some grass. Looks like we've got, what do we have here? Could be some sort of daisies, these yellow flowers. Great to see some daisies here in Etosha. Springbok was a lovely new species, and springbok are one of the favorite prey species for cheetah. And this cheetah love to hunt springbok. It's perfect size. Springbok and impala are perfect size for cheetah. You see I got a full dose of cheetah over in Mabula, and I see they've had some cheetah sightings also in the Eastern Cape, over in Amakhala. It's lovely to see these animals just grazing, feeding in harmony. So it's amazing, you get these different species all feeding in this area. So you can see the springbok are feeding more on the tips of the grass, whereas your zebra will be feeding more on the bottom of the grass. They like to feed on that short, stubby grass. So Nguma is a private reserve located on the eastern boundary of Etosha National Park in Namibia. Does offer very exclusive wildlife experiences in a very stunning natural setting. I know we have seen some lions in Nguma before. It was pretty cool. You see some lions through there. Otherwise you get lots of wildebeest, lots of plains game. The size of Nguma does cover about 34,000 hectares of protected wilderness areas. So yeah, it is a home to over 30 different mammal species, which include lions, leopard, cheetah, rhinos, giraffe, and of course an array of antelope species. They are part of a very successful black rhino conservation project in order to conserve and protect those black rhino. Oh, we've got a bird of prey in the black background here. If any of our viewers
7 nights on safari during the magnificent green season. The rains have stopped, the land is emerald, and there are wild babies everywhere. Meet your favorite presenters.
This is amazing.
And create unforgettable memories on this once-in-a-lifetime adventure.
Thank you for coming along on this little adventure.
The Green Season Grand Tour, only with Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive. Join the Wild Earth YouTube superfan community and unlock a world of additional perks. Get exclusive early access or discounts to Wild Earth travel deals. Wear the best bush attire with merchandising discounts. Enjoy an interactive live monthly private safari. Don't miss out on the ultimate fan experience. Join the YouTube superfan community today.
Welcome to Safari Spotlight. We'll be
And you pretend like you're a salesman, eh?
Got no idea what's going on this reserve. Expecting the unexpected.
Are we stuck down there?
What am I trying to do?
Because we have another giant of Mabula.
That was incredible.
This is unbelievable.
It's going to be a spectacular
Are you ready for the adventure of a lifetime? Wild Earth Travel's newsletter is your passport to a magical journey. Explore exclusive travel options featuring special offers at stunning Wild Earth locations and all hosted by your favorite presenters. Don't miss out. Head over to our website and subscribe to the Wild Earth Travel newsletter today and stay in the know on all our unforgettable adventures. Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
Lovely to see that dark chanting goshawk, dark morph of the pale chanting goshawk over in Mabula. Fortunately, he didn't hang around too long for us to go live with him or get any shots, but yeah, very special bird, special to see birds like that. You do get them like the lizard buzzard, you do get a dark morph of the lizard buzzard too. So a lot of birds of prey, you'll get a darker morph as well, but don't be mistaken, because some birds of prey, just like your larger eagles, for example, the crowned eagle, it's not necessarily a lighter morph and a darker morph. They start off very light in color as juveniles, and throughout their life they go through a lot of different transient phases where their plumage does change. So that doesn't mean that the adult is a dark morph and the juvenile is a light morph. So if for example, a dark morph of the pale chanting goshawk, that bird, when it gets its plumage as a young adolescent or juvenile bird, will be dark in color once it's received its full adult color. So they don't change from one year to the other. Yes, you do get birds that have different breeding plumage, but it's a bit different to the morphology of the birds. What a lovely scene. These guys are all happily feeding in this open area. This area does provide amazing opportunities for game drives, of course walking safaris. They've got incredible hides. I've just heard of the hides that you get in this area. Not a zebra hide that we're looking at now, bird hides. So this Etosha area is a massive salt pan, so one of the largest salt pans in Africa, and it is visible from space, and apparently when it is filled with water in the rainy season, it does attract a lot of flamingos. So I did a few trips to Namibia last year, and I was dying to see some flamingos in the salt pans of Namibia or in the salt pans of the Nata in Botswana, but unfortunately because of the drought and the low water levels, these flamingos only flock to these areas and the salt pans during the rainy season and when the water levels rise. But yeah, I don't know, I have something for flamingos. They're very beautiful birds. So these animals will need to drink quite often in areas like this where there's a lot of salt in their food that they eat. So they'll need to drink quite often. So there's probably a few watering holes on this private reserve, and yeah, they'll frequent these pans a few times a day in order to replenish their thirst. So Penelope Kenyon, thank you for joining us today, and with your grade 2s joining us as well. Very, very excited to have the little ones with us today. So please feel free to send through those questions and comments. We're sitting watching some plains game. We've got some zebra, we've got some springbok. I love the springbok. Oh, and there's a few impala in here as well. So as you can see with the springbok, the male and female springbok do have horns. Male's horns are a lot thicker and a lot bigger than the female's horns. Impala, only the males have horns. Some nice termite mounds here. Perfect spot for a little lizard to crawl up onto a termite mound. But you better be careful from our little pale chanting goshawk that's around. A lizard would make a perfect meal for a little goshawk, I must say. So apparently in this area the best time for wildlife viewing is in the dry season between May to October. That's when you get a lot of activity at the pans and watering holes, whereas now it's kind of the end of their rainy season, so there's lots of water in lots of places, whereas most reserves in Africa, a lot of people prefer to travel during the dry season because there's limited food and limited water, unlike right now. this impala has got so much food, he doesn't even have to bend his head down that low to the ground. Check at him. They're just kind of engulfed in a sea of green grass and food. Looking to see if we've got any other animals with us here today. If the kids are watching and you can help me see any other animal species. We've got zebra, I've seen springbok, I've seen impala. I'd love to see a warthog. Looks like a cool place for a warthog. Wonder where our closest watering hole would be. Where are those warthogs? Penelope Kenyon, thank you for your comment. And yes, this is the world that we need to take care of and we need to protect. We only get one planet, so we have to do our best to take care of this planet as much as we can. So we've just panned across to the watering hole, which I was wondering, I've never seen that far end of the watering hole, or I didn't recognize it because of all the greenery. So this big acacia tree we're seeing on the other side of this pan here, I've once seen, I think, 4 lionesses lying under that tree. So keep your eyes open, kids. There might be lions anywhere. It's so important to have these places that we protect wildlife and protect these animals, because yeah, if they don't have our help and our protection, one day a lot of these species will become endangered, just like the black rhino. So I know there's a lot of talk at the moment about how many rhinos were killed last year. I think it was something like 420 rhino were killed last year in southern Africa. So yeah, so important to protect these species. So they do have black rhino in this area, and they are a part of a very important black rhino protection program in order to protect these rhinos, so that for many generations lots of other kids will be able to also come and go on safari and see these rhinos. Lovely view of these zebra. So zebra are not a species that is vulnerable or endangered. A lot of areas zebra do very well, especially Mabula. BK and I, we got our full zebra and wildebeest dose in Mabula. There's lots of zebra, lots of wildebeest in Mabula, and yeah, you can see these zebra in very good condition. They're very fat, very healthy. If you want to find a sick zebra, you'll find a zebra with his mane all floppy. So it's very difficult to I've had very few situations where I've actually seen a sick zebra, because it's very rare to see a zebra that is sick. So just like impala and warthogs and many other little creatures, these are indicator species. So indicator species are species of, can be anything from birds, rodents, antelope, and they indicate a healthy environment. So if you see a sick zebra or a sick impala, that is an indicator species to indicate to you that there might be a little bit of an upset in the environment. Maybe there's not enough clean water or food. But as you can see with these zebra, they look like they had a great festive season. Even though we're in March, I feel like they had a great Christmas time. They stocked up on all this nice green grass. You can see those very rounded hips. No poverty lines there. Hey, zebra. So this is probably one harem of zebra. A harem is a family, so you get one male or a stallion that will have 3 up to 6 females. Oh, this is a very handsome young male zebra over here. Look at that impressive stallion. Very dark markings. What are these zebra looking at? So if you want to find predators, zebra can also be a very good species to watch or follow if you want to see if there's any predators in the area. Zebra, impala, monkeys can alarm call and alert you to if there's any predators in the area. So we had a question coming through here from Catfan, is asking how many different zebra species does the African continent have? So Catfan, we have 3 different species of zebra. They are all belonging to the genus Equus. So you get Equus quagga, Equus zebra, and Equus grevi. So the Equus quagga used to be the Equus burchelli, which is the most commonly and most widespread zebra species. It's found in grasslands, savannas across eastern and southern Africa. And that's the most common zebra that we see around southern Africa. And then we get the mountain zebra, which can be found in South Africa, Namibia, and Angola. So this is the mountain zebra, or also known as the Cape mountain zebra. And of course, the mountain zebra has two different subspecies. So the mountain zebra has the Cape mountain zebra and the Hartmann zebra, and we've got the Grevy's zebra, which is also a very large and rare zebra species. So it's a lot more rare than your common zebra or plain zebra, and this is only found in northern Kenya and Ethiopia. So the species of zebra we're most likely to find in southern Africa will be your mountain zebra and your common zebra or plains zebra. So I hope that answers your question there, cat fan. Zebra is one of my favorite species of animals. I love zebra and leopards. If any of the kids are watching, I'd love to know what your two favorite animals are. You can pick one herbivore and one predator. What is your favorite antelope? What is your favorite predator species? I'll go with zebra.
At Wild Earth, we believe every story has the power to create change. That's why we've launched the Wild Earth Impact Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to conservation and social impact. By showcasing conservation stories, we can change lives, protect nature, and empower communities. We have partnered with Empowers Africa to accept tax-deductible donations from US donors. Your donation will help fund critical programs that support our mission. Join us and be part of the change.
My full name is Cedric Leslie Dold. I grew up mostly in the Lowveld. I grew up here pretty much on the southern side of Kruger National Park, a place called Marloth Park, for most of my years. Something surprising about myself, I did play drums in a band for many years. Best sighting I presented, we found Palumba and the two cubs, and the cubs are just way big.
Let's listen to that insect making a strange noise. I'd love to know what our viewers today, what is your favorite antelope species and what is your favorite predator species? See this male zebra, he's been in a few fights. Look at those notched ears of his. He's had his tip of his right ear has been completely taken off. Again, I would not be surprised if it's from another male zebra. And then he's got a little piercing or little hole on the left hand side of his ear as well. So yeah, can be a sign of a very good warrior if you've got lots of battle wounds like that. Alright, why don't we head across to Tau and see what else is happening at one of our other locations. Nice to have a little bit of a change of scenery. So yeah, welcome to Tau Lodge everyone over in Madikwe Private Game Reserve. We've got another nice setting with lots of zebras. These will be your plains zebra or common zebra. Nice to see a spoonbill, African spoonbill. I was just speaking about flamingos and how I love birds with pink, anything pink, colors of pink. I'm not a pink fan, not a big pink fan, but birds that have pink look very pretty. You can see these spoonbills, they are white, they've got white feathers, but their bills, faces and legs are bright pink, especially in the breeding season. They're very, very pretty. Another species of bird that turns color, its legs and neck turns color to pink during the breeding season is an ostrich, which you can find ostriches at Amakala. I know they had some ostrich sightings last week. So the male ostriches during breeding season, the front of their shins and their necks turn a very bright pink color in order to attract the females and alert the other males in the area that they are in season, their testosterone level is high, they are in their prime breeding status, ready to find some females. Wonder where our crocodiles are. It's been a while since we've seen our crocodiles here at Tau. We should have at least 3 big crocodiles that reside in this pan. Probably between 10 to just under 20 foot. I've seen a few kills here, which is pretty cool too. Bird life at this pan is also delightful. I always love seeing what different birds we can see here. So we've got a blacksmith lapwing just off to the left of our African spoonbill. We sometimes get teals here as well. The teals, I think we saw teals earlier in hyena pan or elephant pan. Also get spurwing geese from time to time. Lots of Egyptian geese are resident at this pan. If we're lucky, maybe a black crake, common moorhens, little 3-banded plovers, sometimes get a Natal spurfowl scurrying around at the water's edge, normally digging in an old elephant poo. So yes, these zebra do look quite hot, quite warm. Lots of flies, obviously. You can see the swishing of their tails. If you have a look on the zebra, in the middle now, in a pair standing together, so often zebra will stand nose to bottom to help swish the flies off of each other's faces. Oh, and we've got 2 waterbuck males fighting here. Have a look. Check out these guys going. Whoa, I wouldn't want to be stabbed by one of those nasty horns. So here in Africa we have, our antelope have horns, which are a fixed, fused part of the animal's skull with a kind of keratin shell or base around the horns. They have their horns from birth. Some animals start sprouting their horns up from the tops of their skull at even from 2 months, a month of age. These are 2 big dominant male waterbuck. Whereas in Europe and overseas you get antelope there that, like deer, that have antlers. So antlers are different to horns in that antlers are shed per season, whereas an antelope in Africa with horns, they keep their horns all year round throughout their life. So this male dominance in antelope is quite typical from each species to species, and it can be a territorial behavior, it can be a physical contest just to one male to compete with another, just to show who's the biggest and strongest of them all. They'll also fight in order to gain access of the female. So this dominance structure varies depending on species to species and depending on their different social structures. So just as with all these zebra congregating and collecting in this area, you have little harems all collecting. So these looks like lots of zebra, and they look like they could be just one herd together, but there's probably many different family groups or harems of zebra all together, and sometimes you get a lot of males that might want to steal females from another male, so there can be some fighting from time to time. These zebras, you better be careful, because that mud is slippery, and we know there are crocodiles waiting in this water. These are quite big crocodiles. Wouldn't be surprised if they would take a chance to try and pull a zebra in for lunch. So Mr. Elemental, thank you for sending your favorite antelope species, which is a black wildebeest, and your favorite predator species is a cheetah. Not a bad choice there, although the wildebeest, black wildebeest, yeah, I'd say black wildebeest a lot more elaborate than the blue wildebeest. Yeah, although they are still one of the ugly five, but I guess there is beauty in all creatures. Cat fans' favorite antelope is a kudu, and favorite predator is lions and leopard. Thank you for sending that comment through, Cat fan. I know it can be difficult to choose between lions and leopards. I think I like leopards a lot more because they're just so elusive, they're so mysterious, just sightings of them are so rare. I mean, I know in Sabi Sands we're very spoilt with the sightings, but in other locations it's so difficult to see leopards. Lisa Robinson has sent through her favorite antelope being an eland and favorite predator being a leopard. So it's quite good choices there, Lisa. Eland is one of the biggest antelopes we get in Africa, very majestic and very proud antelope to really, yeah. And that's a good choice. Good choice for an eland there. Oh, we got an impala. It's like a solitary impala. And I think earlier I might have seen an ostrich back by that big collection of zebra. We did see some ostriches here last week, so it's not impossible for an ostrich to be in this area. I saw, I think, 2 young male ostriches the other day. So Catherine's favorite antelope is a roan, and favorite predator is a brown hyena. I know a lot of the Wild Earth fans do love following the Juma clan and all the hyena politics that goes on in the Sabi Sands. So yeah, apparently lots of hyena sightings at Sandringham, which is great. It's so amazing to see how all the predators are still transversing on Sandringham, and those hyenas move such incredible distances, so I'm sure we'll still be seeing some of the same characters moving in and out through Sandringham, probably following all of those lions to get a free meal or to pick up on some scraps. Where are our crocodiles? It's a lovely place for these crocodiles, but what I've noticed since this last rains, this pond doesn't seem to have filled up that much because the reeds and all this grass seems to be suffocating the water a little bit, taking up a lot of space. So I wonder where our crocodiles are lurking. This water does give me the heebie-jeebies a little bit. I think I'd be a little bit afraid if I had to walk across this pan in that water. Don't know where these crocodiles are lying. Where could they be? They could be under these lily pads, they could be in the grass, in this thick green grass, they could be just sticking their nose up somewhere. You think it's just a log, and next thing is a giant crocodile under the water. So Scott 13's favourite mammal is an elephant, and favourite predator is a leopard. So yes, Scott, I think that's quite a common choice you've taken there. A lot of people do love elephants, and leopards are very popular. Don't call them all the big five for nothing. So thank you for sending through your comments, folks. Just really, yeah, lovely to see what different species everyone really enjoys seeing. So yeah, these little zebra would also need to be very careful when going down to the water for a drink. That would be quite an easy catch, or easy meal for these crocodiles here. Same as the waterbuck. I saw a baby waterbuck being killed at this dam here in Tau Lodge, and we saw a wildebeest also trying to be taken. Unfortunately, the water level was quite low, so the poor crocodile couldn't get this wildebeest head under the water. Let's have a scan for that ostrich. I'm sure I saw an ostrich just now. Oh, there's some springbok. Ah, lots happening here today at Tower Lodge. See these two zebras standing head to tail, helping to remove all those flies and parasites off of each other's faces. Alrighty, it looks like we've got a little bit more activity over at Hyena Elephant Pan. Why don't we go back to Botswana and see what's happening at Elephant Pan? So this elephant bull seems to be spending quite a lot of time here at Elephant Pan. He's having a great time, having a bit of a mud wallow, a bit of a mud bath. Let's just have a bit of a quiet moment just to enjoy this elephant bull having a mud bath.
Join Wild Earth Travel on a unique nature adventure in the Greater Kruger Park. Legendary master tracker Renius Mhlongo leads a 4-day animal tracking experience in the Sabi Sand Nature Reserve. This experience offers a life-changing chance to track Africa's iconic animals on foot with a master of his craft. Renius is joined by Wild Earth presenter and expert storyteller Amy Krantz, and together they will connect you to Africa's wild heart. South Africa's wild places are closer than you think, because Federal Airlines brings them to you. From the calm of our FedAir lounge to the smooth boarding of our trusted fleet, we take care of the journey so you can enjoy the adventure. Our flights go beyond the ordinary, connecting you to South Africa's most remote and extraordinary locations. Federal Airlines, your gateway to the South African wild. We are thrilled to announce our new exclusive feature for YouTube members and explorers. Join us live every Tuesday for our sunrise and sunset safaris. Experience Tawny Tuesday like never before with up-close encounters and breathtaking moments. Don't miss out. Become a YouTube member or explorer today and immerse yourself in the heart of the bush. See you Tuesday.
Is very resilient. Love the fact that honey badgers can be attacked by a swarm of bees, bitten by any mega venomous snake, puff adders, spitting cobras. They just go take a nap. A few hours later they're up again and off they go. So it's very, very good animal to have as your totem. They're a symbol of resilience and strength and persistence. So yeah, Penelope Kenyon has also sent through her class favorite animals have been between zebra and elephant, as well as cheetah. So Mrs. K loves cheetah. Thank you for sending those through, Penelope. I think we're getting quite a lot of the same votes. It seems like a lot of people love elephants, lions, leopards, and zebra, of course. So cat fan, I agree with you there. This elephant, she's probably enjoying having the weight off of their joints. So yeah, these elephants are massive creatures, so you can imagine carrying around that weight with them. So it's just nice for them to be able to just take the weight off of their feet and just enjoy floating around for a little bit. So a large elephant cow like this cow, this elephant female that's been swimming, she can weigh anything between about 2,700 to 3,600 kilograms, or if you're working in pounds, that's 6,000 to 800 pounds. Imagine carrying around all that weight with you every single day. No wonder you want to just get your feet up and enjoy a nice little mud wallow. These elephants are definitely water-loving giants. I know you get people that love water too. A lot of people in my family are water lovers. We are all swimmers and just love spending time in the water. So just like with people, you get some people that can't stand the water and are vampires to the sun, and other people that just soak up the sun and love being in the water. Just like dogs, same as elephants, you get elephants that are highly dependent on water and will seek, obviously they need to seek water as a source of hydration, but also for a nice bath and a bit of socializing interaction between each other. So Ellie's favorite antelope is a nyala. Nyala, Ellie, we're more likely to see nyala over at Tembe Elephant Park. Here in Elephant Pan, it's not quite the right habitat. So have a look at this habitat that we're looking at here. Got a lot of mopani shrub, mopani thicket, and a lot of the grass that we're looking at. Well, there's not much grass, but if you see the little patches of grass, you'll have a lot of your herringbone grass, your panicum maximum, many different species of panicum. You'll have your little Christmas tree grasses. So there are a sweet felt species, although it's quite difficult for grass to grow within this region because of the high salt content in the soil, but also because of the very low rainfall. Look at this flooded water. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll hear that mopani tree squirrel. You can hear the Cape glossy starling chirping away and that mopani tree squirrel. So we're in the middle of game drive time now. So if you've been on safari a few times, I'm sure you know this is the time of day that normally you have finished your lunch, your belly is full, time for a bit of a lie down and a nap before you start preparing for afternoon tea at 3 o'clock and head out on an afternoon game drive, walking, safari, boat trip, whatever the activity of your choice is. But yeah, normally this would be a great time. I can just imagine lying in one of these incredible rooms here at Hyena Pan, just listening to the sound of the mopani tree squirrels, elephants splashing in the background, and this Cape starling also making his presence known. So Spas Iankov is asking about what antelope species inhabit Hyena Pan. So we're speaking about nyala. This is not quite the right habitat for nyala, but the antelope that would inhabit this area is, of course, you get lots of impala, lots of kudu. I've seen lots of kudu coming down to this watering hole. Sable, there's actually sable that do occur in this area. I've seen sable on a few occasions. The buffalo herds move through this mopani area as well. I've never seen such thick and dense mopani forests as I have in this part of Botswana near Maremi Private Game Reserve and Hyena Pan or Elephant Pan. So yeah, you'd also probably get little duiker, common duiker, in the dry season there's not much water in these areas, so antelope would have to travel very far to get to water source. So you're not going to get water dependent species or thicket dependent species like bushbuck. You wouldn't, maybe around hyena pan or around the camps, but in the more remote areas you wouldn't get bushbuck. Yeah, because they're just a little bit too water dependent, not enough thickets, not enough greenery. So yeah, giraffe do come down to elephant pan as well for a bit of a drink here and there, and of course lots of hyena dens in this area, which is why this lodge was formerly known as Hyena Pan. So we've got another comment from Avid Potter. His favorite antelope is a klipspringer. Those klipspringer are pretty cool little antelope, I must say. Specially modified and designed hooves in order to bounce on the rocks. And another favorite predator is the African wildcat. So very good choices there, Avid Potter. Those are great choices in species African wildcat. Yeah, it's a very cool little creature, not seen very often. And Darkmane Lover is asking how many lions in a pride can successfully bring down an elephant, which I'll answer in a moment. Let's head across to Tembe, see what's happening at Tembe Elephant Park over in South Africa. We've still got a lovely setting here. We've also got a woolly neck stork that's joined us in Tembe Elephant Park. Our giraffe are still hanging around, and there's a big elephant bull that's finally come to join for a bit of a drink. So before, Darkmane Lover, before I answer your question, let's just have a quiet moment to just listen to this elephant bull as he slurps up the water. Imagine how far he's had to travel to get to this watering hole, and as he quenches his thirst, let's just listen to the sounds of this elephant bull drinking at the watering hole. It's lovely to take a few quiet moments to just take in the sounds of nature when you're sitting at hides or out on safari in Africa. I think it's something that some people get very overwhelmed. I had some guests a few weeks ago, and they haven't left the city for quite some time, very used to being in a very busy, bustling city, and we're on a night drive. And we kind of just sat there, and I turned off the vehicle. We sat next to, a herd of oryx, and we just sat there quietly. And it was the first time they can remember that they've actually just sat in silence and just listened to the world around us. So it's so important to take these quiet moments to just take in the silence around us. I think sound pollution is a very big problem nowadays. It's very rare to have silence. And I see something in the tree. Is this a fish eagle? Hello. He's checking us out. I did see something sitting up there. So it could be a juvenile fish eagle. It's covered by some branches. Just trying to see what he could be. perfect habitat for fish eagle. I know we do have had sighting. Oh, there we go. So yeah, the juvenile fish eagles and osprey can look quite similar in some instances. So the fish eagle is one of Africa's most iconic and powerful birds of prey, known for its very distinct call and impressive hunting skills. These are two species. There are two species of fish eagles. Of course, the osprey is very closely related to the fish eagle, so more commonly associated with feeding on fish. And it can take quite a few years for these fish eagles to reach full maturity, anything between 3 to 4 years to develop their full adult colors. Isn't that so cool? The fish eagle, it's been a long time. There is a fish eagle that does hang out at Mabula, but we don't see them very often. So it's very special to be able to see a fish eagle today.
We love all creatures in the African bush, from the biggest to the smallest, including the tiny little insects and arthropods. But some of them are not as charming as we'd like them to be. So that's why I trust peaceful sleep. And it lasts up to 8 hours too, so I can stay out longer, both at day and night, and not feel like I'm somebody's snack.
Every guide in Africa has been on an endless quest for the ultimate bush wear. Until now. Rugged Wear has a huge range of amazing bush gear for every wild situation. In the midday heat, those chilly winter mornings, in the storms of summer. Rugged Wear has the bush kit for every wild occasion. Locally made in South Africa, crafted with precision, stitched with quality.
My full name is Cedric Leslie Dold. The best driver at Wild Earth, it is me. I believe I'm the best driver. I think so, because I've... Best part of my job, I say, is just to try and look out for these animals, track them down. I love tracking animals. I love looking for, fresh tracks, and if you can find them, it's just at the moment of accomplishment. If I wasn't a presenter for Wild Earth, I would be the drummer for AC/DC.
I'm glad that we managed to find your favorite animal today, Kaylee, and Kathy Lee's favorite predator is a leopard and a dwarf mongoose. Dwarf mongoose is a bit of an unusual one, but they are pretty fierce little predators, those dwarf mongoose. And Johan, this is a really awesome African portrait moment. Elephant feeding or drinking at a watering hole. There was some giraffe in the background, fish eagle, impala, woolly next door. We've got a lot happening here at Tembe today. What a sighting this is. do love the color of these elephant balls after they've had a good swim. They're really dark black in color. You can see their ivory, their tusks are nice and shiny and pearly white. Don't blame this big boy for wanting to cool off. These days do get quite warm, although it is the end of the rainy season in most of these regions in southern Africa. So yeah, temperatures will probably start climbing a lot more after the winter. So winter months in some regions start from April, May, but June, July being the coldest areas. Alright, let's head back over to Old Donio and see what's happening there. Another impressive elephant bull. Shame this elephant bull looks like he could tell a few tales. So you can see he's only got one tusk there. He's probably been in quite a few fights, this guy. Yeah, so it is a mystery, some of these tuskless elephant bulls. Cows, you often get tuskless elephant cows, like we saw just now in Otonyo. Over in Elephant Pan in Botswana, the cows you do get, it's again a recessive gene, can be passed from a grandmother to granddaughter, granddaughter to daughter. But often with these elephant bulls, they can lose their tusks, or as you can see, break their tusks while either fighting or feeding. The tusks do chip and break from time to time. In most cases, it's not painful for these elephants. It's kind of like when you break a nail, but kind of over the skin line. But in other cases, if these elephants break their tusks off, if it's too high in the canal, the cavity that goes up into their brain, their socket within their skull, it can be quite painful. And in some cases, you do get these boring insects that can actually bore their way up that crack into the elephant's brain and cause them to be quite, it causes quite a bit of discomfort. And in some cases, I know some elephants that have had to be put down because they started causing trouble and trying to kill people and very unpredictable. So in some cases it can be very painful for them. But this boy doesn't look like he's in much pain. He looks very chilled. So Penelope Kenyon, yes, it's lovely to see this bull with one tusk. And we did see One Ton last week. He made a brief appearance. So One Ton is one of the massive elephant tuskers, amazing ambassador for elephants that does come to frequent this pan for a bit of a drink. And we did see him briefly last week on Friday, but it was quite a brief sighting, so brief I wasn't even sure if it was One Ton. His horns were quite impressive, so lovely to see One Ton. He has been around every other day, so if we're lucky maybe we'll see him sometime soon. And there was also some lions. There was a lion here last week with her little cubs. So if a lioness has cubs in the area, she's quite prone to staying in the area if she feels safe, maybe even bringing them to the same watering hole to drink. So we've got our fingers crossed. I'd love to see the female lion here at Aldonio with little cubs. That would be awesome. Oh, got a few more elephant bulls. Hello, gentlemen. There's like a little gentleman's club here that will come down for a drink. We also had a secretary bird here last week underneath this acacia tree. I know you get lots of giraffe that hang out here too. And there's also some jackal that frequent this pan during the day. Oh, check out these guys. See this massive tusks. This guy's got a huge long tusk on the left-hand side. Unfortunately, his tusk's also broken on the right. Massive tusks. So again, you can see those tusks that he's broken, this elephant on the right. I don't think it's caused him much pain. It might have just broken off while he was feeding in an area. So this Old Donyo is a private conservancy. It's a private conservation area, and it does form part of the Mara Conservancy in Kenya. So it's located in the Chulu Hills. It is known for its stunning landscape, very rich wildlife, and of course the large elephant population. You know, it's quite difficult to get a good estimate on elephant populations, especially because they do move quite a lot. So the elephants here in Oldonyo do form part of the Chulu Hills, which hosts quite a significant population of elephants. So the exact numbers can be very difficult to determine, but due to their migratory patterns and seasonal movement, it is estimated there's anything between 500 to 1,000 elephants that do frequent this region. Let's just have a bit of a quiet moment. These elephants seem to be full of vocalization, so let's listen to what these elephants are up to. This big elephant bull's tusks. Trunk is obviously way too heavy for him today. Some of their trunks can weigh between 6 to 12 kilograms. Imagine having a nose that can weigh over 10, 12 kilograms. That's a very heavy nose. So shame. You don't blame these elephants for getting lazy trunks. And these two boys are having a bit of a bonding moment on the left here. Isn't this lovely? How gentle and soft these elephants can be. This region is known to host 10 to 20 of the large tuskers that are left in the world. Have been recorded within this area in Oldonyo, and as well as the Mara and Chulu Hills and Basili. Very tight social bonds between these bachelor bulls, which is so lovely to see. So not all animals want to destroy each other all the time. It's nice to see that when there's sometimes a happy equilibrium that is found between these bachelor bulls, as long as everyone is aware of their spot in the hierarchy or chain of command, they can be very closely knit bonds of bachelor bulls. So cat fan, yes, so the Asian elephants, the females don't have visible tusks, and again this is all a genes and genetic evolutionary development, not as much as the elephants here in Africa. Sorry folks, I think we had a bit of a trouble with our feed over in Oldonyo, so we're back in Tembe Elephant Park over in Maputo land. We were talking about sodak areas and mineral areas earlier. You can see all these little puddles and pools just in front of the impala here. Those are areas that the elephants have been excavating and digging up in order to, one, have a good mud bath, but also these areas are filled with salts, minerals and sodium that the elephants have also been feeding on. So Talon, I agree with you there. I do wish that we could sometimes sit down with these animals and have a bit of a Dr. Dolittle chat. To hear the stories animals would have to share. Alright, so let's head back across to Nguma and see what is waiting for us there in Etosha. So Talon was saying that it would be lovely to sit around a campfire with some of these animals and just have a bit of a chat and just figure out what the animals are thinking. Like I mentioned earlier with the giraffe often have this very deep and intense stare off into the distance, and you always wonder, is there anything going on in that brain of theirs? Are they listening to something, waiting for a sign from above, just like these impala and springbokkies, just kind of hanging out? They've been feeding most of the day, so yeah, it's also a hot, warm day. What is going on with these animals? What is going on inside their brains? BK and I thought it would be a great idea to come up with a safari from an animal's point of view. So instead of hearing the people and what all the people are saying about the animals, you hear what the animals have to say about the humans while on safari. I think we'd be very surprised with what all these animal brains, what is going on inside the brains of these animals. I feel like the zebra are thinking that it has been a long hot day, they're tired of feeding, and they're just going to stand here and swish away those flies. The springbok are still semi-grazing. This one is giving himself a bit of a groom. The diet of these springboks, so they are herbivores. They do primarily feed on grasses, but they can eat shrubs and leaves in times of drought. And springbok.
Zitatsamana wena, moya wa mina, ukomba wena, tsakuranza loko tsama na wena.
It's been a great morning out and about and exploring.
That is amazing. It's very hard to explain what this feels like.
The Wild Earth Impact Foundation is a non-profit that uses the power of wildlife storytelling as a force for good. We create sustainable development projects that showcase conservation stories, empower people, and inspire environmental action. As a registered South African PBO, you can make a tax-deductible donation to the Wild Earth Impact Foundation. To find out more, visit our website. Step into the heart of Africa from the comfort of your home.
Female leopard tracks over here.
Join our expert guides for a live 3-hour safari where every moment is real, unscripted, and unforgettable. Ask questions.
Animals rely on their senses.
Share your thoughts and be part of the experience as we explore together. Safari Live.
Sorry folks, I think we had a bit of disturbance or break up in our feed there, but we'll try our best to keep an eye out and see what's happening, because lots of alarm call, lots of excitement amongst the herbivores there. Sounded like we had some impala or springbok alarm calling. Maybe there's a predator around, but we will keep an eye on that feed, so if there's anything we can quickly link back across. Oh, looks like our fish eagle's just had a bit of a rattle or a shake of his feathers, of his wings. Maybe, maybe he'll take off or fly somewhere for us. Nice to see our giraffe are still around. And talking about nyala, this is perfect nyala habitat. So often we have a lot of nyala not around today, but normally we do have nyala at Tembe, or feeding on the opposite side of this bank, like where the giraffe are currently. Got a rattling testicular calling as well. Nice big elephant tusker here. You can see he's got his trunk in that sand, and he is sanding himself after a nice bath. Tembe Elephant Park is renowned for the wildlife that they do have. So it is located in KwaZulu-Natal of South Africa, near the border of Mozambique. It's partially famous for the elephant populations. I remember going to Tembe and I've never seen such large elephant tuskers. So it's known for having some of the world's largest tuskers. So apparently Tembe is home to over 250 different elephant individuals, some of the largest tuskers in Africa. So the park does provide a safe haven for these giants. So many of these elephants from Tembe, they can move and migrate into Mozambique, Maputo land, and move freely back into South Africa. It's amazing they can jump borders without needing a passport. Let's got some impala just feeding on the water's edge here. I'm looking for any water birds we might have. Maybe African crake would be cool, moorhens, another African spoonbill, or maybe a woolly neck stork. So birding in Tembe is also absolutely incredible. So it's known for to be a haven for birds, with a very impressive 340 different bird species, including the very endangered Pell's fishing owl and the rufous-bellied heron, which I don't think I've ever actually seen the rufous-bellied heron before. So if you're looking for the rufous-bellied heron, folks, I'd recommend going to Tembe, spending a couple of days, maybe getting a good birding guide, and if you're lucky you can get that Pell's fishing owl and rufous-bellied heron. This park is about 30,000 hectares, which includes sand forests, wetlands, grasslands, and of course the supporting diversity of flora and fauna. The sand forests that they have here in Tembe Elephant Park are quite unique and rare. Sand forests are a very important part of the ecosystem. Alright, we've got our feedback on Nguma over Natasha. Let's go see what our animals or antelope were alarm calling at. Just getting a better position on our camera over in Nguma. We'll be linking across shortly, see what all the excitement is about. I'm very excited to see. Maybe we'll get a predator this afternoon. That would be exciting. There's a lion, folks. There's a lion. Have a look, we've got a predator this afternoon. Oh no, is that a lion or is it a cheetah? No, we do get cheetah here. Whoa, we've got cheetah here, folks. How exciting is that? So we heard the alarm calling, all the antelope were alarm calling, and we have a cheetah. Whoa, it's going right up to the lodge. Check at this. My goodness, do you think this cheetah is going to go and chill on the deck here at this lodge at Nguma? Whoa, what an epic sighting. This is my first cheetah here live at the waterhole, especially in Nguma, seeing lions, but it's my first time seeing a cheetah, so very, very exciting. Must be, this poor cheetah's position's been given away, so it looks like it's in great condition. It's not wearing a collar of any sort. I'm trying to see if it's a male or female. But yeah, what an epic sighting, this cheetah. Unfortunately, the element of surprise has been taken away, so this cheetah is not going to be able to make a kill at this watering hole today. Well, the antelope gave away its position, but yeah, rather exciting to get a cheetah here on Live at the Waterhole in Nguma. We were just speaking about the predators that they get in this area. Of course, lions, leopard, and cheetah. So if I could get a leopard at this location, I would have got all the predators, big predators that we get at this location. So yeah, very, very exciting to get a cheetah here at Nguma over in Etosha. So Mindy is asking who was making that noise. So I heard impala. There was an alarm call from impala, and also could have been from those the impala and springbok. The zebra were also snorting a little bit, but I think primarily most of the sound we were hearing was coming from the snorting alarm call of the impala and blessbok. Wow, exciting. Sarah from the UK, I'm glad that you were watching with us this afternoon. It's not something we see very often. It's only my first cheetah that I've seen here on Live at the Waterhole, so very excited to have this cheetah sighting today. I will be with you for until Thursday today on Live at the Waterhole, so I'm really praying we get as many predators as possible. That would be really awesome to see how many predators we can get this week on Live at the Waterhole. So far I've only seen lions here in Nguma, I've seen lions in Tembe, and of course this is my first cheetah sighting. That would be amazing. We've got a new camera over in Wangi National Park in Zimbabwe at the Safari Lodge in Wangi, and I know there can be a lot of predator activity there, so we'll definitely be keeping an eye out on all these locations. Maybe we can get our hyena at Elephant Pan, would be great. So we'll be keeping an eye out for all those predators lurking out there. I wonder what this cheetah's plan up to. Where has this cheetah gone? What is it planning? Its chances of a surprise attack is definitely out the window. It might have just wanted to keep looking. Sorry folks, I think we had some trouble with our feed there, but really exciting to get cheetah here over in Nguma, in Etosha. What an exciting sighting. Wow. And we have another elephant bull coming down to join us, but my adrenaline is pumping. Feel like I need a few strong coffees, because lots of adrenaline pumping after that epic sighting. Lovely to see cheetah in Etosha. What is this elephant bull up to? So these are some ilala palms. We were speaking about the wild date palms or ilala palms earlier. So where this elephant is, this cluster of palms, that is a very special tree that needs to go, the seeds need to go through the digestive system of elephants in order to propagate. So very special. These elephants are the gardeners of Africa. So we're just panning our camera over at Nguma to see if there's still a visual on those cheetah. If we get a visual, then we will shoot back to Nguma. But for now, the cheetah seems to be in a bit of a difficult spot, not in reach of the camera. But we just want to say a big thank you to our Zoomy, and of course Gwen and our team here for making that sighting possible. Very exciting to see cheetah today. Definitely my highlight for the safari this afternoon. This elephant bull seems a bit unsure what he's doing today. I think he wants to come and have a nice fresh drink from where the outlet is. Nice fresh water. We had some vervet monkeys here earlier, which again is not something we see very often. So it's been quite a nice different day today. But quite some nice different sightings. Some little baby impala, little nursery of impala. So this year's been a bit...
Become a Wild Earth YouTube member today and unlock extras and bonuses, like ad-free streams so you can stay immersed in your safari without any interruption. Have your burning questions answered first by me or other expert naturalists. Join now to avoid missing out on these amazing benefits. help us connect people to nature.
I get to wake up every morning and go out there and look for cats. I get to create my everyday safari for myself. I grew up in the sort of central eastern suburbs of Johannesburg, fully qualified trails guide and a fully qualified nature conservationist. I love the wild places. I love being in the wilderness. It's probably one of the best jobs I've ever had and probably ever could have.
Wild Earth Travel would like to take you to Namibia and Botswana. Drift over the desert in a hot air balloon, then glide through the lush Okavango Delta in a dugout canoe. This extraordinary journey blends dramatic landscapes with outdoor adventures and unparalleled wildlife encounters. Discover Africa like never before. Book now with Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
Hear those European bee-eaters calling up in the distance. I know the lion population at Tembe they've got a few lions there, but it's just I think it's maybe one small pride and a coalition or two. So throughout the park, obviously the elephant population is a lot higher. But lions, they do have a presence in the park. They're typically found in smaller prides, and they do share very part of the rich ecosystem with hyenas and wild dogs. You can find lions, hyena, and wild dog in Tembe Elephant Park. So lots of food for them to feed on. Lots of impala, lots of nyala. Nyala is also a very good prey species for leopard. Look at these little pans here. Great place for some frogging. It's a lovely area to do some frogging here. So just going back to that cheetah sighting. So cheetah are obviously present in this park in Etosha. They're present in very small numbers, so their populations are small but stable. So I have seen cheetah close to Ukukuyu before. I had a few cheetah sightings there. So the numbers of cheetah in the Etosha area and in Namibia are stable. They're not as numerous as other predators like lions, but they are still quite common and seen in the park, especially in the salt pans, grassland areas. They can be found hunting. Of course, as we mentioned earlier, the cheetah love to feed on springbok, impala and baby zebra. So they often hunt alone, cheetahs, except for the males in the coalitions. So we just got an update from Gwen about the cheetahs. Unfortunately, they are out of view of the camera. They've gone into quite a big thicket, but we will keep a lookout. Maybe in our last few minutes we'll be able to link across if they come into view again. But check out this impressive tusker. And I think I could hear that fish eagle making a bit of a strange call in the tree. I think this poor fish eagle still got a little bit of a way to go before he's got that proper iconic fish eagle call down. I think he still needs a bit of work on that. Yeah, no, I think he still needs to work on that call of his. So a lot of juvenile birds of prey, they can take, not only do they take a while for their feathers to develop into their full adult color and plumage, but their voices take some practice too. Does sound very similar to Wahlberg's eagle, juvenile Wahlberg's eagle. Oh wow, sounds like a baby impala. I don't know if the baby impala is responding to this fish eagle or what's happening there, but very strange sound. Where's our fish eagle gone? He's not in his little branch anymore. We'll have a look for our fish eagle. Where has our juvenile fish eagle disappeared to? That's a very strange sounds. Egyptian geese are also joining in our little symphony of sound here. It's lovely to listen to the sound of the African bush. Lots happening at the moment. Oh, giraffe are also very alert and aware, looking to see what is happening. On Dark Main Lover, thank you for joining us this afternoon, live at the Waterhole. Cheetah sighting on Live at the Waterhole, not bad for an afternoon. So I just want to say thanks to all of our viewers for watching today. It's been quite an eventful. We've had a good giraffe, elephants, cheetah, African fish eagle, lots of springbok, and of course zebra. So it's been a really entertaining afternoon here live at the Waterhole. I will be joining you tomorrow, same time, same place. Don't forget to tune in to the Sunset Safari coming up next. From me and the rest of the Wild Earth team, we just want to wish you a fabulous Monday afternoon.